Hello students, in this video I'm going to discuss about JSP, that is Java Server Pages. So first I'll discuss what is JSP, how JSP is better than servlets, and then the entire life cycle of JSP. And then in next video I'll show you the entire execution process with the help of one program. So what is JSP? JSP is basically a web-based application that is dynamic in nature as well as platform independent. Since it is based on Java, which itself is platform independent, so JSP is also platform independent. So we are saying that it helps in building the dynamic content. So I hope you already know that HTML is static in nature. So if you want to add some dynamic content to your static pages, you can use JSP for that purpose. And how you can do this? We have to do this by embedding the Java code into our HTML pages, or we can use that in XML pages as well. So the JSP tags that allow the Java code to be embedded into the HTML pages are this one. So we have to use this symbol, and then here we can write any Java code that we want to embed in the HTML pages, and then we have to end the Java code by using this symbol. In this way we can embed the Java code into our HTML pages and we can make those pages more dynamic. So the question arises is why we need JSP. I hope you have already studied about servlets, then why we need JSP? So JSP can be thought of as an extension to servlet. How? We can use all the features of JSP, all the features of servlet in JSP. In addition to this, we can use some extra features like implicit objects, predefined tags, expression language, custom tags, etc. in JSP, which are not available in servlets. So JSP is easy to maintain because we can easily separate our business logic with presentation logic, and that is not possible in servlet. So if we are talking about the development speed, JSP is much better than servlet, as if JSP page is modified, we do not need to recompile and redeploy the project. Okay. So in JSP, if we are talking about the code length, it is using less code than servlet, as we can use many tags such as action tags, JSTL, custom tags, etc. that reduces the code. So in JSP we have to write less code as compared to servlet. So in all these ways we can say that we can prefer JSP over servlet, as JSP has many advantages over servlet. So let's talk about the life cycle of JSP in detail. JSP pages follow all these phases. There are 7 phases. First one is translation, then compilation, then class loading, then instantiation, initialization, request processing, and the last one is to destroy the JSP page. So let's go into detail for each one of these. So the first step is translating the JSP page. So whenever you make a JSP page, you have to save that page as filename.jsp. Here we have used the file name as demo. So we have saved our file, our source page of JSP as demo.jsp. The first step is translation. So here we are going to translate our demo.jsp into the servlet. In this phase only, the container validates the syntactic correctness of JSP page and text files. So all the validations related to the syntax of the JSP page will be done in this phase only. So first all the validations will be done, and then the JSP page will be translated into the servlet. So the next phase is compilation. Servlet page is compiled by the compiler and gets converted into the class file. Like if you have, I hope that you have already coded in Java, coded a Java program. So if you have saved the Java program with .java extension, when you compile that Java program, one file with .class extension will be created, if you have seen that. So here also first the .jsp file will be converted into the servlet. Then the servlet, for servlet, one class file will be created by the compiler. Then the next step is class loading. The servlet class that has been loaded from JSP source file is now loaded into the container which will be used in next phases. The next step is instantiation. Here, as the name suggests, the object that is the instance of the class will be generated. So the name is instantiation, means in this phase the instance of the class will be generated. There is one interface named as JSP page. This interface will be provided by the container. This interface provides two methods that are init method and destroy method. So when we instantiate, means that when the instance of the class is generated, this interface will be provided by the container because we need init method and destroy method in next phases. So for which we need this JSP page interface as well. So the next phase is initialization. One method is there named as JSP init method. This will initiate the servlet instance which was generated from JSP. This method will be invoked by the container. Okay. So in this phase only this method will be invoked. So once the instance get created in instantiation phase, this init method will be invoked immediately after that. Remember that it is only called once during a JSP lifecycle. The method for initialization will be shown in as JSP init method, and I'll show you all the methods that will be used in this lifecycle in my next video, where I'll use one program and I'll show you the entire procedure, like how to create a page, how to save a page, and then how to execute all those things. Okay, so the next phase is request processing. Okay, so the method named as JSP service method will be invoked by the container for all the requests that will be raised by the JSP page during its lifecycle. Here also it is written that it is executed using the service method. So for this phase, it has to go through all the above phases and then only service method can be invoked. First it has to go through all these phases and then service method will be invoked. So in this service method, two parameters will be passed. First one is for request and second one is for response. The parameter that will be used for request is HTTP servlet request, and the parameter which will be used for response purpose is HTTP servlet response.